It's Friday, February 20th, 2026, and you're listening to Blue Lightning Daily, aka the podcast that was assembled by a swarm of AI tools that definitely called the file final for real 20 tong one wanna have at least once. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, we are still letting the robots run the control room. If the episode suddenly starts beatboxing, just know it's by design.
Today's lead story is actually super practical. Google's SynthID Detector now supports audio uploads, so you can drop in a voiceover, a music bed, a sting, whatever, then it checks if it contains Google's invisible SynthID watermark.
Which is huge because audio is like the stealthiest format on the internet. An AI image usually screams, "I was born in a GPU." Audio can slip into your timeline like, "Hey bestie, I'm totally real."
Exactly. And the key detail, SynthID is embedded into the media itself. This isn't metadata, this isn't check the file properties and hope. It's a signal baked into the audio when it's generated in Google tools that support SynthID.
Okay, wait, so this detector is basically a bouncer, but only for people on Google's guest list.
That's the perfect way to put it. It can tell you if something was made or edited using Google AI tools that embed SynthID. If it came from a different model, it's not going to magically identify it.
So if I upload some mystery voiceover and it says not detected, I can't go, "Ladies and gentlemen, a human spoke."
Please do not do that. Not detected is not the same thing as human. It just means the SynthID watermark wasn't found.
It's like taking a pregnancy test and being like, "Negative, therefore I am immortal." That is not how logic works.
Yup. It's answering one question, is the Google watermark present? And that's it.
Here's what I'm curious about though. Hunter, where does this actually go in a real workflow? Because creators already have enough checklists. If we add provenance checks to everything, it's giving airport security, shoes off, laptop out, emotional support, water bottle scanned.
I think the realistic spot is right before publishing or client delivery, like where you already do the loudness check, the does this have bleed, the is this the right mix, stuff like that.
So more like a pre-flight check, not a daily ritual.
Exactly. And honestly, it's most valuable for teams, agencies, studios, in-house marketing departments, anyone who has approvals and handoffs, because audio gets separated from context instantly. Someone slacks you a WEV, renames it, exports it again, throws it into a Premiere project, and now nobody remembers where it came from.
And audio gets chopped like crazy. You'll take one voiceover and suddenly it's living as 5 different cutdowns, and one of them is pitch shifted because someone thought it would be fun.
Right, and Google's whole positioning is that SynthID is robust to common transformations. Compression, trimming, format changes, that's the difference between cute watermark feature and operational tool.
The final v7.wive test. If it survives that, it's real infrastructure.
And it also lands at a funny moment, because we were just talking about Google pushing audio generation harder. Like earlier this week, Gemini added Lyria 3 inside the Gemini app for music generation, 30-second tracks, lyrics, even cover art.
Yeah, that rollout was such a creator move. 30 seconds is literally the currency of reels and shorts. It's not trying to score your indie film, it's trying to save you from corporate uplift 07.
And Google said those tracks are embedded with SynthID. So now we're seeing the stack generate music in Gemini, it gets watermarked, and now you can verify it later by uploading the audio.
That's kind of the bigger signal, right? Provenance is becoming a product feature, not just a policy blog post.
Totally. And while we're in what else is happening land, Google also dropped Gemini 3.1 Pro. More reliable structured outputs, stronger multi-step reasoning, the unsexy stuff that makes automation actually work.
Wait, hold up. How do you connect that to SynthID for creators?
If models get more dependable at following rules and outputting structured data, you can imagine content pipelines that automatically log "this asset is SynthID detected" into your asset library or your approval system without a human playing detective.
So like, not just upload and check, but it checks as part of the pipeline and the result follows the file around?
That's the direction. Google hasn't positioned this detector as a full automation suite publicly, but the gravity is there. Verification wants to live inside workflows, not as a manual chore.
Okay, but here's my don't be naive take. Bad actors will absolutely try to knock the watermark out. Like, you can just re-record audio through speakers, add weird effects, re-synthesize, do some time stretching, and I'm not saying it will always work, but people will try.
I agree. And that's why you treat this as one layer, not the whole truth. If someone is determined, they'll attempt transformations that reduce detection. But for normal, everyday creator ops, agencies, brands, freelance editors, this is about reducing accidental chaos.
Yeah, like not getting blindsided in an approval call. Because nothing is worse than a client going, "Wait, is that AI?" And everyone suddenly becomes a philosopher.
Exactly. This gives you a concrete check, at least within Google's ecosystem.
I also think platforms are quietly cheering because audio deepfakes and synthetic voice scams are nasty. And if you can verify some portion of the world's AI media with an upload, that's a start.
It benefits creators protecting themselves, platforms covering themselves, and brands trying not to step on legal rakes. It's all three at once.
Practical tip time. If you're a creator listening, if you use Google tools for voice or music, save the original renders somewhere, like an origin folder. Then if anything gets weird later, you have the clean version and the messy version to compare.
Great call. And for teams, write a simple policy that says, if audio is AI-assisted, we disclose internally, we run a quick SynthID check when relevant, and we document the result. Keep it boring. Boring is scalable.
Also, don't tweet "not detected, therefore human." Please, I'm begging.
All right, that's the SynthID audio update. Small button in a portal, big workflow implications.
The robots have given us a new checkbox, and honestly, I'll take it.
Thanks for hanging with us on Blue Lightning Daily. Subscribe if you want the real creator-side AI news without the hype spiral.
And go hit up bluelightningtv.com for AI updates, tools, and what actually matters this week.
We'll catch you next time, assuming our AI audio watermark doesn't get final V12 out of existence.
If it does, we'll just claim it was performance art.